Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. For this review, we are discussing One Piece, the Netflix adaptation, now out. All episodes are available. I got my two crewmates here. I got Akram and, of course, Black Vanitas from the Black Vanitas Podcast, our anime correspondent. So, what did you guys think of these series, starting with Jerome?
First of all, we are not a crew.
Not yet. Not yet.
Like, I'm the Zoro of this thing. Like, we are not a crew. Like, clearly, you don't see my green.
Yes.
But I see.
Overall, this is the perfect entryway if you want to get into the series and you don't have time to actually read or watch the anime. Especially if you're one of them people who don't like anime in general. You can legit jump into this first season of the live action and know the key focal points of the series, with some minor details cut, but it overall covered a great portion of the first couple of like parts of One Piece. So you get a thumbs up.
I would agree with you, yeah, because as never like being into the anime or anything like that, the manga, not knowing any of the lore, I felt like this was the most anime-esque type of show out there. I mean, we reviewed before Cowboy Bebop, and that obviously was influenced. Yeah. It was influenced by obviously the anime, but this actually felt like a lot of the fighting and the poses and stuff like that. And I love how goofy yet endearing this was, and I felt kind of really connected to the crew. Let me ask you guys, because I think, let's just get to this out the way. One of the most important things is, what do you think of the crewmates here, the infamous crewmates, and the actors that portray them?
I think they were perfectly casted. I'm not gonna lie. I think their portrayals felt it's kind of like what I was saying during our Ahsoka review. It was kind of translated well into live action. Iñaki Godoy, he feels like he has like all of Luffy's like goofy mannerisms down. The only problem I have is like you can sometimes like hear his accent. It's a little too strong, and you know the younger kid who's playing it doesn't have an accent, so it's kind of inconsistent. But I don't mind it, to be honest. Mackenyu, who plays Roronoa Zoro, he was like my favorite character in this whole. I think he has like the best adaptation. He has like all the mannerisms down pat. And Emily Rudd as Nami, like you definitely like feel her character in this show. But how about you, Jerome?
Can we just start off by giving praise to the best character? Like, Zoro is the best character in this whole live action.
For sure.
However, I saw some criticism about like they should have gave him more fight scenes close to like the end, which is understandable, but they gave him so many other key roles and clips that if you would have put him in every single like fight or anything, it would have felt like it's not about Luffy and the crew. It's more so just Zoro and everybody just like tagging along. But besides that, the casting was spot on. But we got to give praise, because if it wasn't for them allowing Oda to be one of the executive producers, being like a part of this, like every step of the way, Netflix would have fell into the same trap of having people who don't necessarily connect with the source material trying to portray the source material. So by them stepping out of their own bubble and allowing somebody who actually wrote the series and is still currently writing the series to take lead parts and refreshing certain things, we got a perfect adaptation, which most studios need to like take heed.
Yeah, I agree. I think they learned a lesson from Cowboy Bebop, especially. But still watch the show be canceled for some reason because not enough people watched it or something. You know how it is on Netflix. No, for sure. I feel like they took all their lessons. And anyway, they have like a good catalog of anime on Netflix. So I don't know why the first one that they did live adaptation was such an L. But I'm really glad to just see the goofiness and also see like the world building here was actually pretty unique. I never seen anything like that. I mean, and like the little, how they call people. I never was exposed to this anime whatsoever. So how they call people through those little
the snail,
slug things.
Yeah. The snail. Yeah.
It was so funny.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close to the anime in terms of like all the little Easter eggs that they threw. Even down to like the costuming. It's pretty accurate. Yeah, I feel like although it might be circumstantial that this anime works really well because it is a goofy anime to begin with. So it's like you can't really take it too serious. Like Cowboy Bebop, you could take it a little more seriously because it has like a darker tone to it.
Right.
But One Piece is like you can have a lot of fun with this show. So it's like you don't really have. Well, anyway, my expectations were low anyway because of Cowboy Bebop. So coming into this show, it kind of actually like surpassed my expectations.
See, that's weird because I had high expectations going in, but it was mitigated by like all the like rumors of this may be in there, this may be in there. So I kind of like build it up in my mind as though we was going to have too much of the goofiness that we didn't need, or too much of like the filler, like for like playbacks of like, oh, this happened during Luffy time, or this happened during Nami's time. Like certain things we didn't need. But granted, they could still put that stuff in like next season and stuff, but you didn't need it right now. Like they did the perfect introduction to the characters that didn't feel as though like they stagnated the whole runtime on just this one backstory. It was perfect.
For sure.
Yeah, what did you think of Arlong? Because he kind of seemed like the main villain and alongside the Vice Admiral Garp guy.
Oh, Arlong was like wasn't he like the big villain of the first arc?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I like this portrayal. I actually like all the villains in this adaptation. Even Buggy was like my favorite villain so far. Cool. But yeah, even down to the Marines. Even that one guy who played Captain Morgan was pretty good. But yeah, Arlong, great portrayal. I thought the makeup and the CGI wasn't that bad, to be honest, for live action. What about you, Jerome?
I actually liked this character. Granted, everybody did a spectacular job, but he wasn't a standout in terms of my expectations, because I thought they was going to give me a more like gritty type of version of him. Like, granted, he was still like destructive as hell. I thought like he was going to be on some terrorist type shit, but for pirates, obviously, because But overall, the villain, he was the overarching villain for the like first season of One Piece, for real. So they did justice to the character. But man, all the villains, or I guess you can't even call them villains, because everybody a villain in One Piece if you look at it. But yeah, perfect portrayal of the antagonist throughout this whole series.
Yeah. What do you think also of? Sorry, I just want to ask. What do you think of the guy who played Shanks? Because I love Shanks in the anime. I think he got him down pat, to be honest.
All right, I'm probably one of the biggest Shanks fans ever, but I don't. Even though he played the character like to a T, his look, like facial wise, did not fit Shanks. I don't know why I was expecting a different face for Shanks.
For me, it's the hair. I feel like the hair feels like a little too fake.
Yeah, the hair. But overall, he didn't do a bad job. Like, he did justice to the character. It's just like, fuck. Like, y'all couldn't find somebody that mirrors Shanks. Like, all these people in the world, you couldn't find me a Shanks mirror. Like, but no, I can't shit on him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm glad they didn't really go hard on like social commentary, especially of Arlong, because you could really go down that realm. But I'm glad they actually pulled back. And so for the most part, I feel like the pacing for the whole like all the episodes were really well done. It had a good mix of comedy, but also tender moments, and again, that's credit to the actors. And I hope people are giving a lot of credit to Iñaki Godoy as Luffy, because he's really like, he's interesting. And you commented something about his accent, but I don't know, for me, I don't know really about the anime and stuff, but for me, like the accent is just like the cherry on top. It's something really strange. You never seen like this type of character before in live action or movies that much. And he nails it. He nails like the moments where he's like teary-eyed and stuff like that. I think one character I have a problem with is Nami. I couldn't really connect with her character that much, at least in this show. And I think Emily Rudd does a great job. But for some reason, I don't know. I couldn't really sympathize with her that much. I know what happened was bad, but for some reason, I don't know. She
was kind of selfish too in the anime, so there is like that disconnect. But she becomes like more likable, over the anime too.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's like, granted, what you're saying is justified because growing up, she was that type of character that you are describing. Like, yeah, I know her backstory, but I can't connect to it enough to care. Granted, as kids growing up, we only care about one thing. Because in the anime, she got big like jugs. In the middle of culture, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like them sites, y'all know what I'm talking about.
They evolved over the series.
Yeah, but
that's why you didn't care.
Real shit. But for the most part, we didn't really like get too much into Nami to like the later half of the seasons, like 2, 3. Well, not even 2, like 3, 4, 5, and stuff like that. So Nami is like that slow build character. But once you get like introduced to her, like overall and get the whole package, you'll be like, all right, I could rock with her. That's why she don't never rank low in terms of character rankings when it comes out of
Nami
Japan.
was to Luffy what Sasuke was to Naruto. Like you can just like she has like a dark past, but then you start like liking her more as like, you know, the series progresses.
The only good thing about Nami, they didn't like try to make it 20th century, like, oh, she gotta be the woman in charge. She gotta women empowerment. Like, y'all kept it straight to the point. Like, you didn't try to do too much with her. You didn't try to rearrange her character to make her fit a statistic of the world that she doesn't need to fit. Like, Nami was just Nami from the anime, and that's something that I can appreciate.
Mm-hmm. Well, for the most part, I think a lot of people can agree this is pretty faithful. Am I right? It's kind of pretty faithful to the anime. I mean, again, they're adapting it, but it's a great entryway, like you said, and I think a lot of hardcore fans will. Well, I think hardcore fans, no matter what, will talk shit, but that's just nitpicking. I think for the most part,
just the anime community in general.
In general, though, I think people can agree that this is not as bad as like another anime adaptation or something like that. Let me get your thoughts also, just really quick, on the flashbacks. Did you feel like they were jaunting, or did you feel like they were warranted? Do you feel like they were important, is what I'm trying to ask?
Oh yeah, because Luffy has a lot of backstory too in the anime, and that is very closely, you know, like you said, faithful to the anime. Like even down to like Shanks putting the hat on Luffy, that was like straight out of the anime. Yeah, and it gives a lot of context and a lot of backstory, you know, to these characters, because that's the beauty of One Piece, is that they're all messed up characters, but because they come together with one goal, you know, they move past their former lives, right? Even Zoro and Nami, they like Luffy for them is kind of like their glue. Like they're all selfish, but then Luffy kind of like gives them a heart in a way, because he himself has a heart. So I think that's like the beauty of the show. But how about you, Jerome?
Flashbacks for me was a thing that we needed for like certain key aspects, because if you think about it, if they would have just introduced Luffy as his current iteration, like he's like a teenager right now, like he's doing his thing, etc., you'd be like, okay, he's goofy, lovable, and I could actually see me liking him, but what's the glue that's going to make me stick with him? And I feel as though the flashbacks were the glue that we was like, okay, I can see why I need to like this character, or I can see why I need to root for this character, and stuff like that. It's just the little nuances that I believe like some studios forget. Like, you don't have to have a whole 30-minute flashback. Right. Them quick 2 minutes of content for the flashback can build up over time, and then you be like, that's the one. He's the GOAT for a reason. He is considered one of the GOATs for a reason, because of this stuff, and because of all he had to go through.
Now, and perfectly said, one thing I think a lot of people probably in the comments would love to discuss about and stuff like that. I want both of you guys, since I'm not a big fan of like anime, I want you guys to be as nerdy as possible and nitpicky as possible. How faithful was this? Where did they go wrong? Where did they go right?
How faithful? Bro, listen, they were so faithful that they made me hate Kobe all over again. That's how faithful they were. Like I just started loving Kobe again. They made me hate this motherfucker again. So now I gotta go back into my bag of hating him.
Oh my God.
Like I could nitpick this all day, every day. I could find little things to be like, oh, this didn't happen, or it didn't happen like this. But I feel as though as an anime fan, we finally got one that we can say they did right by us, the community. So I wouldn't even want to be one of them type of people that would nitpick, especially because y'all platform is not wanted to degrade. So I wouldn't even do that. But Man, if I really wanted to nitpick at everything, I could dig in on Shanks all day, every day. I could dig in on the CGI parts that felt like it was like a little misstep. I could nitpick on everything, but they did so well by the anime community for the first time ever that I don't see no reason for me to like nitpick, but I can nerd out all day, every day. You might have to do a separate podcast for just the nerd out aspects.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
I can't be too nitpicky either. It is a pretty faithful adaptation. Like I said, even down to like the costuming, like the set designs were like really on point, you know, straight out of the anime. Maybe for me, just like the fight scenes could have been a little more better choreographed. I feel like sometimes they were like a bit off. Sometimes like you could tell it was like fake. And the CGI for Luffy was okay, but you could definitely tell sometimes it looked like a little bit off. But it is hard to adapt that to live action. But overall, I think what sold me definitely was the actors themselves. If they didn't get those down pat, it probably would have been a different review for me. And they didn't try to. Well, they retold it, but like in their own way. It was like a more condensed version. But they kept all, like Jerome said, all the main, you know, important aspects of the original anime. And yeah, I would love to see season 2 in the future. I hope they don't cancel it because it only gets bigger from here. Like One Piece, it escalates like every arc. Man, imagine them doing the Marineford arc. That'd be crazy.
Let's
Seeing
just
Ace.
say,
oh my god,
the amount of emotions once they do it, because they want to do a season 2. Because it's doing so well. Like, it's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. It was trending worldwide in numerous countries. It got an 8 point something on IMDb, and you know IMDb be on some bullshit.
Right.
So the fact that it's doing so good, and Netflix could be like, oh, we about to milk this, because that's what they do with every good thing until they fuck it up. But they are going to milk this for at least like another 2 to 3 more seasons, if that. Because One Piece isn't going anywhere, so they can keep doing this as long as One Piece is still here. Like, y'all got over 1,000 some episodes, like 1,100 plus. So y'all can keep doing this.
Well, I think the future holds different challenges, because if One Piece has a plethora of arcs and stuff like that, I wonder how possible it is to cover a really huge and ambitious arc and fit it into one season that has 8 episodes or so, and maybe you have to split an arc. So, and I can't really see something big budget like this last for like 10 years, to be honest with you, or like a little bit less than that, because you know how it is now with movies and shows, especially. They kind of we never seen something that has like a lot of CGI, like not even Star Wars, right? Disney Plus or even Marvel. Like, they take that model where it's like, okay, we're gonna make a short, kind of like maybe 5 seasons max, and we're gonna end it there. That's what worries me.
But the reason why I think this could last is because I don't know how deep y'all are into like K series, but most of the Korean series are between 8 to like 16 episodes. Some of them things could run from like episode 1 to like episode 50, and they are anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 15. And some of them have heavy CGI, especially like the supernatural genre and stuff like that. So they can do it. I've seen it done perfectly, but most of them will split. You'll have like season 1 be like 8 episodes, season 2 bump it up to like 24 episodes, and so on and so on. Then it like slowly like stay between 16 and 24 episodes, but they all be like an hour to an hour 15. So if they follow the K-series format and the way that they do their production, I feel as though that they can sustain it. Probably not for like super long, but enough to get people invested and build a blueprint for how live action anime should be.
Okay, really interesting. How old is Luffy in the manga and anime?
Shit, now I gotta double check, because I think if
It's
I'm
been a minute since I watched
26,
season 1.
then Luffy
Yeah.
has to be
Wasn't he like 15 or something?
Yeah, because I'm
Luffy-
thinking Iñaki is 20 years old, so I'm thinking, you know, because he also had to deal with, you know, reality too. Like, these actors will age eventually if you're doing this for a really
for
long
sure.
time.
Mhm.
And again, there's so many factors, like just public interest, and of course they're not going to waste their time.
So Luffy is 17 to 19 years old. That's what I found.
From season 1?
Oh, we talking just season 1. I was answering like his manga standpoint, like
in general.
Oh.
Yeah, in general.
so. If they go up to like around that age, then they could be by. They would never make it to Gear 5 Luffy in live action.
Oh, hell no.
I don't even know how the fuck they would pull that off. Because he's a whole Looney Tune character in that form. So that's some workaround. Like,
They'd have to do like some scroll shit.
Yeah. But,
So,
yeah, they could make it.
if I
17.
can ask you guys, this is your chance. Pitch season 2 to Netflix. What would it be about? What characters would you include? And how many episodes? Like just dream episodes. What would you say?
Just give me 16
probably-
episodes. That's all I need. 16 episodes.
Probably season 2 would be Alabasta, right?
Yup. Just give me 16 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, you have to introduce Crocodile because you already introduced Baroque Works.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you have to get like a good actor for Crocodile though. Like, don't give me some like half-ass like C-list actor.
Even if he is C-list, make that motherfucker work. Like, keep him overtime. Like, put him in a dungeon somewhere.
just give Black Vanitas the director seat.
There you
That's all.
That's what
No, because listen, I'm charging big bucks. But no, just give me anywhere between 10 to 16 episodes of this type of quality, and y'all would do the next arc of One Piece justice. That's all I can say. Because they already got the blueprint of how to do it. They just need to update. Give me at least 10 to 16. Just 10 to 16. That's all I'm going to stick by. 10 to 16 episodes and you will be solid.
16 is pretty jaunting for me. I think if they could get away with this in 8 episodes, you could do it in 10, honestly. But don't do like fucking Cowboy Bebop. They were like, you're like fucking mixing episodes and like,
No.
hybriding that shit together. No, just
Don't do
make
that
it like
shit.
I always say treat it like an album. Like just do like the greatest hits and then just do that for each episode, right? Don't try to fucking tell you don't have to tell every story because there's no way you could do it in the amount of runtime that they're allowed with. But yeah, just do like the most important parts of the Alabasta arc and then just run with that. And then, just introduce like the important characters like Nico Robin, obviously Crocodile.
Oh, Robin.
Although, yeah.
Good sessions with her. Good sessions. All right, quick
Interesting.
question. What do y'all think about Buggy? Like, me, I'm not
I
a
loved Buggy.
person that's
Buggy
scared of
was my
clowns.
favorite character.
Like, I'm not scared of clowns, but if you are, Buggy will fuck you up heavy. Like, his whole double fruit, taking off his body parts and stuff. If you don't
Right.
like clowns, you won't like the first couple of episodes with Buggy.
Didn't he get in the anime, didn't he get like a big upgrade
Yeah,
in like the later seasons? Like, isn't he one of the new warlords now?
kinda. Buggy's still Buggy, but
Yeah.
he got a power up. So
What do you
that's
think of
good.
Mihawk, actually? I'm just
I love
curious.
Mihawk. That's one of my favorite characters. Like,
I think he was like the best like adaptation.
oh, Mihawk. They really like put their shoe in his character design, like, because he translated so well.
Yeah.
That fucking mustache, bro. That's Jafar 2.0.
Well, they're already goofy motherfuckers in the anime anyway, so I think that's what they got down pat. But yeah. Overall, I love this adaptation. I think, like Jerome said, it's like one of the better ones, definitely. You can have fun with it, and like even if you're not One Piece fan or big into anime, you can just jump right into it. Understand the story right away, fall like in love with the characters. So great adaptation for me. I'd probably give it 9 out of 10. How about you guys?
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 too. I don't know if I got my One Piece cape on, but I'm gonna give it. I'm never gonna
I'm
give
mad
it
I don't have a
nothing.
fucking straw hat for this review.
I know.
Out of all the things you don't have,
Shit.
bruh, the rice fields, you a disgrace.
Yeah, I know that's why he has to go after this review. But or maybe what's that fucking place you go to? What is that? Bebop show? Whatever. Is that fucking Filipino's place called? Boji Land? Whatever that I just recently ate there. But anyway, we'll talk about that after. I would give this I honestly would give it at first I was actually going to give it a long time ago a 7 out of 10 because the first episode didn't actually sold me on it. I'm not going to lie, but I stuck around and I came to enjoy it for what it is. And I love how nuanced the drama was too. Like it was embedded in there. You just, and it came out, it flowed naturally. And I think the way how the camera work showcased that, I think was beautifully done. And I could tell that they tried to match certain panels from the manga. I seen some images of that too. So I was like really impressed. So I bet you manga fans, anime fans are happy. We'll see in the comments now. So I'd give it a 9 out of 10 for me.
Listen,
that is our review.
They are not happy about that. I'm gonna be honest. Some of them are
They're
shitting
not happy
on
about
us.
anything. Yeah. Probably. Listen, guys, you can shit on us, but also like the video, please, and leave a comment of your favorite parts of the One Piece adaptation. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Or Black Vanitas, sorry.
You're gonna have to cut that out, folks.
Yeah. Where can we follow you?
You can follow me on all social platforms at Black Vanitas, BLVKVANITAS, and stay tuned for my Goku versus Luffy, Naruto, and Ichigo versus battle that's coming mid-September.
Got you.
All right,
Perfect.
well,
Yeah,
you
stay
heard
tuned.
it here, guys. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Black Vanitas. Check out, if you guys love anime, check his channel out. And if you love movie reviews, check us out as well. We have a lot of content this month, but we're so glad to have Black Vanitas on as always. So thank you guys so much, and until then, thanks for having lunch with us.
Is that Harley
See you
Quinn right
guys.
there?
I knew he always do that. Yes. Yes.
It was bugging me the whole episode.
How many times you been on this channel? You never noticed?
I never paid that no mind. Like, bro, like I'm looking at it hard as hell. Like,
It's the jugs.
Shit.
that's the review, folks.
That's the review.